Here at home, the city of Cape Town says it's now urging President Cyril Ramaphosa to confirm whether the national government does intend to scrap its plans to devolve passenger rail services to local authorities. You'll be very aware of the problems with PRASA over the last couple of years. Rob Quintas is the member of the Mayoral Committee for Urban Mobility in the city of Cape Town. Councillor Quintas, good afternoon to you. Why are you asking the President this question at this particular moment?
Good afternoon to you, Stephen, and all the listeners. Stephen, there have been some rather alarming seeming about turns in the past few weeks, where it appears that the current National Minister for Transport, Fikile Mbalula, is encouraging PRASA to not provide the city of Cape Town with some of the very salient information that we require in order for us to fast-track our feasibility study on the city of Cape Town becoming the managing authority for passenger rail within the confines of the city of Cape Town and surrounds, with the various feeder routes in and out of the municipality. And furthermore, this was exacerbated by Minister Kubayi, who heads the ANC's sort of policy unit, on saying that municipalities are too unstable and that they will in fact not be implementing the devolution process, which is in it is completely opposite to what was laid out in May 2022 when Cabinet approved the white paper on the devolution of rail. So municipalities, those that can, have been working towards their own studies. Cape Town has certainly been doing so since the 1st of July last year. And we've already completed our inception report and are now wanting to move on to the next stage, because anyone that looks around can see that rail is not working. We in the city of Cape Town have the opinion that we can get rail up and running, and we have always been working in cooperation and openness with national government on our intention. The overtures were made that they in fact support it. That came from Minister Enoch Godongwana, the Finance Minister. Minister Mbalula at first said no and then said yes. And the white paper materialized when we had expressed our intention to do our feasibility study. And we are now in a position where there's great confusion. We know that when it comes to PRASA and National Rail, there's been a state of paralysis and flux for some time, but we are not prepared to allow that flux and paralysis to stand in the way of us ensuring that Cape Townians have a functional, affordable, safe, and reliable rail service. And we're not prepared to go off the tracks. Excuse the pun. Yes.
Councillor Quintas, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to understand this because, as you say, the Finance Minister, Enoch Godongwana, he gave you permission to go ahead with the study, if I remember the process correctly. Do you remember the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, first against it, then for it? We're going to see a new Transport Minister soon, I suspect. Why then the President? I mean, you would expect that you would need to wait for those ministers to make decisions. Both of them, on your version, have indicated that you can go ahead with this. What's standing in your way then?
Well, Stephen, a few things. So number one, you must remember that the turnabout of passenger rail is in fact a presidential prerogative. So the President has made it very clear to his cabinet that rail and the turnaround and the devolution is a presidential priority. So the reason that we are calling on the President is because, as I mentioned earlier, we received correspondence after having no correspondence, despite many emails sent to Minister Mbalula. We received an email last week saying, no, the city of Cape Town is not going to receive assistance with the information they require. They must wait. And this is where things become extremely confusing. We must wait until 2024 for the national policy to be drawn up by the national government. Now, already there's an about turn because initially the policy document was supposed to be finished in 2023. Now we're being told to wait till 2024. Cape Townians can't wait that long. So number one, there's a hiccup on the tracks. Number two, despite those assurances of cooperation, we've received correspondence from PRASA saying that they aren't able, without a ministerial directive, to provide us with the information that we need.
Okay.
Now, all of that being separate, Minister Kubayi, over the weekend, she chairs the policy decision making of the African National Congress, has said that that the ANC will not support devolution. Now, this goes in complete contrast to the white paper on devolution.
Okay, sure. I understand that. But shouldn't Cape Town, like everybody, wait for proper national policy on this? It's a big thing. As far as I know, since 1994, it's never been done before, where you'd actually devolve responsibility and authority and control for an urban railway network. And there's so many questions that would need to be sorted out. Where do the lines end? Who pays for what? Who pays the electricity bill? There's so many different things that would need to be looked at. Shouldn't we wait for a national policy? I mean, I hate to tell you this, MMC, but Cape Town's not that special.
We cannot. Yeah, absolutely not. We cannot and will not wait for national policy because, as I said, it's already gone from a commitment that it will be provided in 2023 to now 2024, and we can't wait on those uncertain guidelines, number one. Number two, the City of Cape Town is happy to share what we are doing in our feasibility study with national government. We've already made those overtures to Pretoria. When I sat on a train with Minister Mbalula several months back, he made it very clear that Cape Town could very well provide the blueprint for what that policy should look like, bearing in mind that it would then have to be tweaked to fit other municipalities, because not all municipalities are equal. So we can't wait. We won't wait. The Cape Townian commuter deserves better. And, our feasibility study, which I'm not sure you're familiar with, is a 3-year study. We already are past the 1/3 milestone mark, which is our inception report, which breaks the entire study down into various work streams. Those work streams include what is going to be the cost, what are the current subsidies that are available, the financial component. Number two, it will look at how do we secure the existing infrastructure, how do we repair it, how do we maintain it, and then what type of model will work best, what is the best practice around the world say? Do we look at public-private partnerships? Councillor, we can't wait for paralysis of national government.
All right, Councillor Quintas, I do apologise to interrupt you. We are out of time, I'm afraid. I think we've heard quite a lot of your argument. I know there's more to it. But thank you for your time. Councillor Rob Quintas is a member of the Mayoral Committee for Urban Mobility in the City of Cape Town. In a moment, an update on the cadre deployment court case.